Hello everyone, this is your 5 and welcome to the Cobra Series toy review. And today's toy review, we're looking at the 2010 release by Hasbro of the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra action figure review. And today's action figure review, we're looking at the Artic Threat Snow Job. Now I got this straight from a local toy shop near my area for 38 ringgit. Their pricing in that shop is stated as 39 ringgit and 50 cents there. That's the pricing down there. Now retail price is 39 ringgit and 90 cents, so I actually save about 2 ringgit there. Hey. So let's take a look at the front part packaging here. The front part packaging bears resemblance to the 25th anniversary version, with a mixture of the artwork style from the Rise of Cobra, plus with the glow and the background there as well. Originally, the Rise of Cobra version, the artwork, the character artwork, is surrounded by the green glow. So for this version, they're all in blue, with a white lining of course. Now, you'll notice that the top part of the G.I. Joe logo, that is all in silver this time, and the artwork that is actually, well, covering a little bit of the bottom section of the two fonts there. And then on the bottom part here, you got his name Snow Job, and he's an Arctic survival specialist. At the bottom, all the way down there, is the G.I. Joe logo. You'll notice that everything is all cramped up together. This is like this little room to breathe around for the packaging itself. Everything is all cramped up. Speaking of cramped up, look at the plastic bubble there. He is beaming with accessories. A lot of accessories. First, you got the figure himself. Snow Job is there, holding the anti-material rifle. Next, you got the skis, the two skis at the back there, with the ice pick. You got the poles, the two poles at the back there. The backpack is here. You got the canteen as well. You got those, I would say, a survival cooking pan. And at the bottom is the tent. There's a lot of accessories. Plus, if you didn't notice before, the base stand is here, and bottom part of the base stand is the catalog, the small little catalog. Now, let's take a look at the back of the packaging itself. At the top part here is a small little write-up on what G.I. Joe is really about and who they're up against, which is Cobra. And their mission this time is the Artic Threat. And I really like this diorama here. You got two wolfhounds, and then you got Snow Job here, and I presume this is the Artic Threat Snake Eyes from the Rise of Cobra. Then there's another character that, well, drives the wolfhound, and you got the Artic Threat Destro there, and two snow serpents from the Rise of Cobra. Very nicely done. Now, at the bottom part here, you got the file card. His name is Snow Job. His real name is Harlan W. Moore. Serial number 773-65-HW56. Grade E-5 Sergeant. Mission equipment ATXS-3 Arctic Tracker Extreme Survivalist Backpack. Are you sure? Looks like a normal backpack to me. Now at the bottom it's stated, I'll bring it closer, Snow Job is the G.I. Joe team's Arctic survival specialist. He camped in the polar north for months to watch a Cobra base and gather information. His gear includes a MUSP multi-use survival pack that he uses as a bedroll, tent and concealment for observing the enemy. Very nice. Well, we already babbled long enough. Let's open up this package so we can molest the toy. Be right back. And we're back after removing the figure and the rest of the stuff out from packaging. Now inside the packaging it comes with a catalog, and one side of the catalog showcases the Artic Threat diorama with all the ice cutters there, with the Artic Threat Destro, smaller image of the ice cutter there, and an image of Snow Job hiding in the cave. Very nice. The other side of the catalog showcases Wave 1 and 2 of the Joes and Cobra units. And that's about it. Now let's take a look at the accessories. He comes with a lot of accessories. First, we'll take a look at the base stand. You got a typical 25th anniversary version of the G.I. Joe base stand. There's no changes here. You got a nice little logo of the G.I. Joe there, and two pegs for the figure to stand on. There's two holes there at the bottom part of the boots itself. Nameplate there stated Snow Job. On the other side, it's stated 2007 Hasbro made in China. And that's about it. Next, we'll take a look at the weapon. This is the sniper rifle, which bears resemblance to the Barrett Light 50, or it could be a, well, anti-material rifle. Very nicely done. I really love the details they put on, especially on the scope itself. Very detailed stuff. Now, it comes with a handle. There's another handle for the left hand to hold. There's the bipod here, which you can fold it like so. Very nice. Now problem is, the figure's right hand is a bit, the grip itself is a bit too widened up, so he has problems holding the weapon. And for the handle here, the left hand can't even reach it. Yep, can't even reach it due to the bulkiness of the vest itself. So that's a bit disappointing there, but the weapon looks very, very nice. Next, we'll take a look at the ice pick. Nice little ice pick with the handle at the bottom. You got 2 ski poles, very nicely painted. They don't actually need to paint this part here. They actually did paint it, so I'm quite surprised about it. Nice little, very nice little details they're putting onto this accessories. Very nice. Next, we'll take a look at the ski. Very nice. 2 holes there. That's meant for the entire setup for the tent. You got the 2 pegs for the figure to stand on, and these 2 holes are meant to plug it onto the base stand. Very nice. Or plug it at the back of the backpack. Next, we'll take a look at the cooker here, a small little oven. You got pegs on the side and the top. It's meant to plug it on for the side pegs. It's meant to plug it onto the backpack and to the frying pan. Or the top peg here is also meant for the frying pan as well. Speaking of the frying pan, this is the frying pan itself. Very nice. And you can actually store it by clipping it like so. So you can plug it on the side, or if he's cooking, you can actually remove it like so. There you have it. Very nicely done. Next, we'll take a look at the other accessory, the gas tank here. Very nice, painted nicely done. Of course, the other side is hollowed. There's a peg here to plug it onto the backpack. Next, we have a walkie-talkie, which is actually a pure plastic walkie-talkie with no paint job at all. On the back here, you got a small little peg to plug it at the backpack. And then you got the mat itself, or the tent, or the camouflage mat. Very nicely done. You got the elastic band here, which attached to the cloth itself. Very nice. I'm not going to unroll it yet, so I'm going to put it back first. And the final item is the backpack. This antenna is a separate piece. Very nicely done. I really like the paint job on the backpack itself. It's nicely done, especially on the bottom part here. They don't need to do that, but it's very, very nicely done. Back of the backpack is hollowed. There's a peg there. Very nice. All the places for you to place the items. And one more item, which is the vest itself. I forgot to mention. You plug onto the sides like so. Pop off the head. It's quite easy to remove the entire vest. Very easy. And there you have it. And then once you want to put it back in, just plug in the holes, and there you have it. Pop back the head in. Now I'm going to show you guys on how to pack Snow Job's equipment. First, I have to put him on the base stand, because with all the equipment he won't be able to stand by his own, because well, he's very back heavy with all the equipment at the back. So let's start off by putting the ski poles. You just put you place the handle here onto this section here. There's no instruction manual on where to put the items or how to make the tent, which is kind of surprising. The gas tank, there's a peg here, there's a hole here, plug it. The oven, plug it on the side. Now we close this. Oop. Put it on the side here. Put it on here. Walkie-talkie. You notice there's a hole here. You're almost done. Now the mat here, you place it here. You let the ski to actually, well, put it together, plug it like so. There you have it. There's no way to actually storm this, which is kind of ironic. So either Snow Job have to hold it by hand, or you can hook it like so. There you have it. He's fully geared with all his survival equipment. Very nicely done. I really love the entire setup. Next, I'm going to show you guys on how to build the tent. You only need a few items. The poles, 2 pieces of them, the skis, and the mat. Unroll the mat, and this entire piece is actual cloth. You notice there's 2 slits here. Take the 2 skis, plug it at the peg there, all the way like so, and then insert to the slits. Take the ski poles, you see there's peg here, and plug it into the hole here. You have to push it all the way in, otherwise it will just keep on popping off. And there you have it, a tent. Next, we'll take a look at the figure itself, the paint job. Now the paint job is actually not bad. It's mostly white with green camouflage going on. The gloves are painted in beige colors with orange stripes. Boots are painted in green. Bottom part of the boot itself, there's not much of details. Now the face paint job, I really like how they incorporated the snow or the ice trapping onto the figure's beard. You notice, very nice. But I really don't like the goggles. I really wish they actually paint the goggles or use another plastic like a translucent green plastic. But what can you do? Let's take a look at the figure's sculpt to see whether or not if there's anything new for the sculpt itself. Now the entire body for the figure for Snow Job is nothing new. The entire body is exactly the same as the Artic Threat Snake Eyes. Or if you prefer, the torso here is a reactive armor figure from the Rise of Cobra. The head here is actually a new sculpt, which is a very nice sculpt, but then again I really don't like the goggles here, which is a separate piece, but what can you do? Next we'll take a look at the figure's articulation. I have to put the vest on because that's where all the hindrance on the shoulders come from due to the bulkiness of the vest itself, and hence why he can't actually pose using the sniper rifle, well, at least not in the sniper position. Now the figure's head can turn 260 degrees and cannot pivot up and down even without the vest. Shoulders here turn 260 degrees and raise the arm this far, and this is the part where it stops. Without the vest it can close in deeper, but this is as much as it can go. Elbow here bends this far, bend backwards, turn 260 degrees, rest joint here, turn 260 degrees. Now the hip joint is a bit hindered by this vest itself, so it moves forward, backwards a little bit, double jointed knee. Ankle joint here is kind of pointless because it doesn't pivot downwards or upwards, but turns 360 degrees. Overall, I really like the entire accessory for Snow Job here. The figure itself, it's not really that great. It's what the accessories that's the selling point here. Paint job is okay, I just don't like the goggles there. So if I'm gonna give a rating out of this, I'll say I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It looks very nice with all the gears on, but some flaws here and there. So I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.